In pressure, she sacked him! A great bull rush by Chris Jones!
When it gets tough, you know, he's going to be there battling. Players appreciate that.
The Chiefs put the hammer down with a 34-yard touchdown pass. The 10, still not out. Oh, what a run! Out of this world! Ball up to 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
The teal turns to red. The Chiefs get a incredible victory. Some wins, Matt McMullen, Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. Some games belong in the Nelson Atkins Art Museum. Others, just right there, gritty in your backyard. This was a gritty, big win by the Chiefs.
Just a gutsy, resilient win for the Chiefs here today. They fought through mistakes, penalties, turnovers, negative plays, and they found a way, and that's what championship teams do.
17-9, Chiefs win it here, gutting it out. Let's go to Andy Reid at the podium.
As far as the injuries go, Kadarius Toney's left foot was bothering him a little bit. We'll check it out. He played most of the plays that he was supposed to be in on. And then Justin Watson was dehydrated. Came and got an IV, and then he was going to come back out if it went in overtime. Our guys really sucked it up, for lack of terms. It was hot and humid out there. You know, I'm an offensive guy, but that was a beautiful thing defensively. And offensively, we got to take care of the penalties and the turnovers, but the battle through it shows me a little something. And so we'll get the other stuff fixed as we go. But defensively, great to have Chris Jones back. He was, you know, obviously influenced the game in a positive way for us. McDuffie, you know, nice. I mean, I can go on and on. The guys, I thought on defense just battled. Spags had a phenomenal game plan. His coaches did a great job there. And then offensively, you know, Pacheco the second half. Listen, the offensive line picked it up. Pacheco did a nice job with it after the line picked it up, and we had some good things happen that second half. Pat had a couple nice plays too. So, along with the receivers. Anyways, with that time, the other thing is Doug Peterson has done a great job here for the Jacksonville people in here. So he's got a heck of a football team and very well coached, and they've got a lot of toughness there too. So, anyways, with that, time's yours.
You get as much out of Chris, more out of Chris than maybe you expected you would his first time out?
Listen, I figured he'd be able to play about a half a game, you know, and we shuttled him in and out. He did a great job. Listen, now, I mentioned this before. Over the years here, he's learned to keep himself in shape. And so when I saw him out of practice, he was moving around pretty good, and his endurance seemed good. So, you know, I felt comfortable that he would go in and be able to do his thing. Maybe not to that level. That was a heck of a job, though, by him.
Andy, you mentioned that playing through it, battling through it, showed you a little something. What is that going to be your bigger takeaway from today? Obviously, you got a lot to clean up on offense. But...
Well, my biggest thing I take away is I thought our defense did a nice job. So, and then the offense battled through it and so on. But you had the elements. You know, we all felt it. All you guys felt it. So you have the elements that you got to fight through. And you know, you're not walking in the park here. It's both teams are battling through some heat and humidity.
And what is that? Is that how you account for really inordinate number of mistakes?
No, not at all. No, that's not the problem. That wasn't the problem. We just too many procedure penalties, turnovers. You know, we'll get that taken care of. That's not the heat, though. That's us needing to take care of business there.
Do you just attribute that to week 2 of the season, or is there anything sort of deeper that you?
Well, we normally don't do this, so it you know, it got us today. But we're not a big penalty team, and offensively or defensively, we're not a big penalty team, and surely not the turnovers.
How do you want to respond?
Yeah, so listen, I took him out for a couple of plays. You know, you just step back. This is home, not only home, but it's also where he played. And, you know, just step back and let's get you back out there. He had some big blocks down down later in the game there. So he did a nice job finishing.
Coach, you talked about Jones. How was Trav relative to expectations?
Jones or Trav? Trav, yeah. Trav did a good job. He's in pretty good shape. He had a lot of routes in there, so looked like he felt pretty good.
Anything else? All right, great. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We will bring Patrick.
Coach Reed obviously knows that this is something the team can build upon. The Chiefs were down 84 yards in penalty yardage to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were -3 or -2 in the giveaway takeaway and win the game against a team that is a playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
So incredible job by the defense especially.
It wasn't pretty, but a win is a win at the end of the day. You laid it out. 12 penalties in this game, 3 giveaways for the Chiefs. There are 4 of 12 on third down. That's not Chiefs football, but what is Chiefs football is finding a way despite mistakes. And the defense today, we could do an entire segment on them. They were unbelievable and kept the Chiefs in the game so the offense could win it in the end.
Chris Jones, I didn't know he would have this much of an impact in this game, but he had a 4th and 5 sack at midfield. That got the Chiefs going because they turned that into a touchdown to take a 7-3 lead. And then later a 4th down pressure, which forced an incompletion, a catch beyond the end zone. Chris Jones today was phenomenal, and he also helped his teammates today.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. To not play football since the Super Bowl and to come back and to have a sack and a half, tons of pressures and crucial moments. He was just incredible in this game. And the defense overall, Jacksonville had 11 possessions in this game. They scored 9 points. They were 3 of 12 on third down. And think about all the opportunities that they had. There was the muffed punt early in the game. The defense holds Jacksonville to only a field goal. There was an interception later in the first half. Kansas City holds on downs. Jacksonville doesn't get any points there. And of course, later on, the first and goal at the 1-yard line, they don't get anything. It was remarkable stuff from the defense, and Chris Jones was a big part of that.
And Trent McDuffie, I thought, had an outstanding game. He prevented at least 2 touchdowns that I can think of. The DBs also showed up in this game.
And these Jacksonville receivers are good. Trevor Lawrence is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We saw what he did at the end of last season. He was phenomenal. They're trying to build on that. But Kansas City throughout from all 3 levels was just outstanding today. Time and time again, they were tested and they came through.
And yes, it was Patrick Mahomes' 28th birthday, but he gave us the presents because Patrick got rolling. But it started with a 31-yard run by Isaiah Pacheco. Then he followed it up with a 36-yard pass to Justin Watson. That was, how big was that touchdown drive to go up 14-6 on the first drive of the third quarter?
Oh, it was just enormous. And for Isaiah to have that huge 31-yard run as the first play of the second half really set the tone for the entire second half and said, hey, things haven't gone our way, but we're still the Chiefs. We're going to find a way in this game. And then to finish it off with a touchdown, how about Noah Gray on that drive? I believe it was like 3rd and 20 or something. Noah catches a quick little pass. He's probably going to get tackled for like 5 or 6 yard gain, ends up breaking 4 tackles, makes it a 12-yard gain. The Chiefs go for it on the next play and get it, score a touchdown later on. Huge play by Noah Gray.
And then the backbreaker, 3rd down and 6. Jags get a stop. They still have a chance. Mahomes keeps it alive and delivers a birthday present, 54 yards to Sky Moore, and that was pretty much it.
That's Patrick Mahomes for you. You can't quantify that greatness, but all of a sudden when things break down, it's 3rd down. Jacksonville is at home and have a chance to win the game if they can get the ball back. Patrick Mahomes says, no, I'm going to buy time. I'm patient. I'm not going to freak out. I'm going to find Sky Moore wide open down the field. And credit to Sky on that as well, to find himself open and to make that huge play. Huge play for the Chiefs to ice this game.
Huge win to get to 1-1. Bigger deal than we all think. Let's go back to the podium.
All right, guys. Patrick, how would you assess the overall offense today?
I mean, obviously, too many penalties, too many miscues. But, I mean, there's stuff that we can learn from. Got a lot of zone coverage, just having to find ways to execute versus zone, and driving the length of the field. I mean, it's going back to the basics, going back to the fundamentals. But I was telling Ted, if you play bad and win, it's a lot better than playing bad and losing. So I was glad we found a way to get a win at the end of the day. But obviously a lot of stuff that we have to get better at.
Can you take us through both touchdowns? It seemed like the case of being on the same page with both of those guys in those situations.
Yeah, no, just kind of getting to a check there on the first touchdown to Sky, kind of in our 2-minute, getting to the right play. Sky running a great route, making a great play against, I mean, what a great corner, honestly. And so just going to the matchup on that one. And then the second one, I mean, it's just kind of me and Trav, just kind of doing the scramble drill, working. And Travis, that's what he's great at that stuff. And so we were able to find him. Wish I would have been able to find him in the third one that I missed him on in that corner of the end zone. But like I said, just stuff that we have to get better at. Little things, but little things in this league make a big difference, and we have to continue to get better at that stuff.
How nice was it having Travis back?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, just the fact that he played, I mean, it surprised me, honestly, because that's a scary injury. And, I mean, he didn't look good there for a little bit, but he battled over those extra days. He was in the facility rehabbing, and to get himself out there and able to play, it talks about the competitor that he is and the teammate that he is. And so having him out there not only makes him make plays, but it helps everybody else and gets other guys open. So truly just a great teammate, man, just to even be out there on that field.
Patrick, how much did the defense set the tone and keep you guys in it? And I wonder along those lines also what you thought of Chris being able to do as much as he did.
Yeah, I mean, defense was incredible. I mean, that's a good offense, a really good offense. And for them to shut them down, I think they were like 0 for 4 in the red zone. Couple critical stops after we turned the ball over. And then when they got critical stops, we went 3 and out a couple times, and they kept holding them to field goals and holding them. I mean, that win is the defense won that game. And so we have to continue to get better as an offense, which I think we will. But if that defense plays like that, I mean, we're going to be a hard team to beat. That's special. And to answer your second question, I mean, Chris, I mean, crazy. I mean, just to be able to make that impact on a game after not being in training camp, and you can work out as much as you want off the field. I mean, I know this, but to be able to come to Jacksonville where it's hot, humid, and just dominate against a great team, I mean, it's special. It truly is special. I'm glad he's on our team.
Did you see a mid-season Pacheco, or do you feel like he's still got some room to go before he's over his rehab and is the player you remember from last year?
No, I think he ran the ball well today. There's stuff here and there we have to get better at as far as, yeah, thank you. There's stuff that we have to get better at as far as blocking, me making some mic calls. And then there at the end, just tough yards. That's stuff that you need in this offense. And as we continue to develop as an offense, I think we'll continue to get the run game going more, and I think it'll open up the rest of the offense.
What do you see on the 3rd and 6 to Sky?
Yeah, no, they did a good job covering. They kind of ran a coverage where they're kind of doubling Travis, and that was kind of my first read. And then Marquez actually got open first. He got open, and I was going to throw it to him, and the safety kind of drove him really hard, and then I think Sky made his guy fall down there on the other side, so was able to buy enough time and then just get the ball to him. At that point, he was wide open. So get the ball to him, and then he made a great play after the catch, getting downfield, staying in bounds, keeping the clock rolling. And he had a big game today, man, and I was happy for him. I think he'll continue to build, as well as those other receivers. I thought there was a lot of positives with them, and they'll continue to build. And it's a work in progress, but you want to win games. I thought we did a good job of just finding a way to get a win.
Couple more guys.
Patrick, you talk about those little things. It was a rough day for Juwan. What was your message to him?
I mean, through social media, you knew that some of this was going to get called. But, I mean, he's going to continue to get better and better. They're cracking down on some of the alignment stuff, but we're just playing football, man. He'll get closer to the line of scrimmage than I guess everyone else, but he'll get closer so that they don't call it, and we'll continue to work the snap counts and stuff like that. But he's a great player. He'll continue to play, and he'll get comfortable, and it's hard whenever kind of getting picked on a little bit to kind of keep playing your game, but I have all the confidence in him in the world.
Last three. Vahe, Nate, and then Darren.
Patrick, Andy won number 270. That ties Tom Landry for 4th on the career list. I just wonder what your basic thoughts are of what's allowed him to be this in the NFL and for you.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's awesome. I mean, that truly is awesome. And to be able to do it in 2 different places with a bunch of different teams, a bunch of different quarterbacks, it really is. It's truly remarkable. But I think at the end of the day, I mean, obviously he's a great coach, but I think the person is what makes him so special. The way he's able to relate to everybody. I mean, everybody in this locker room would say the same thing. Y'all know that. And whenever you have a head coach that you can really relate to and knows that he loves you and wants the best for you, you go out there and give everything you have. And I think that's what makes him so special as a coach. I mean, obviously he has the X's and O's, but the person is what makes him special.
Nate, Patrick, can you just tell me what you were feeling and what you think the team felt at halftime? You feel like you don't play well, but you're still up 7-6. Is it relief? What are you feeling in a halftime like that?
Yeah, I mean, we just knew. I mean, we're playing a good football team, and when you make mistakes, you're not going to have sustained drives as an offense. We're able to get that last touchdown to get a little bit of momentum, and then a big drive, and that first drive out of half, and getting that touchdown to kind of get the momentum back in our favor. And then the defense got a lot of stops. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, it's hard for us to see, for everyone to see, 'cause we've been such a prolific offense for so long, and we started fast. But if you don't execute at a high level in this league, you're not going to have success. You're not going to score touchdowns. You're not going to have sustained drives. And so that's stuff that we have to get better at. We know what we're doing. It's about going out there and executing it, finding the right way to do that as far as running, pass, and all that different type of stuff. But I was proud of the guys that they kept fighting. I mean, even at the beginning of last year, I mean, we didn't play as well maybe after the first game that we wanted to. But you have to continue to build and know that and the process ahead, that you just continue to stack wins no matter how you get them, and try to play your best football as the season goes on.
Aaron? I know last you said you all ran for over 100 yards, but going into the half, you only had four attempts at the 12 yards. Mm-hmm. Is there a conscious effort, or will there be a conscious effort in the future to kind of have a little bit more balance as you go, when you play throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, you have to take what's there. We had a couple run plays called, but they heavier boxes up through some of the advantage throws on the outside, the RPO type stuff. I missed some, but that's what I was saying. There's some misreads by me. I got to hand the ball in some situations, but yeah, we're gonna get the run game going. I think you saw in the second half it was getting going a little bit better. Even those tough 4 or 5 yard carries. I mean, obviously the big one are important, and we'll continue to work that stuff. But I mean, we have the talent. Offensive line, they have the talent. We have the talent blockers on the outside as well. But it's a new offensive line. They have to gel together, to figure it out with the running back. And so I'm excited for it, because I know that we can do it. But in order for this offense to take that next step, we're going to have to get it going for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a junkyard dog fight. Chiefs won at 17-9. An incredible defensive performance, especially from this guy, George Karloff. A sack and a half, 4 tackles. Overall, you guys had to defend short field, 1st and goal at the 1, and you guys dug your heels in.
Yeah, we did everything we had to do in order to win the game, man. We responded when the defense was called upon, when the offense kind of leaned on us for a little bit. We picked them up when they needed it the most. So, that's how you win games as a team.
How big is this, though? You stacked 2 together. I mean, you've only given up 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks, offensive scores. How big is this to carry into Chicago week?
It's huge, but we just got to keep it going. That's the biggest thing, consistency, man.
You were able to get pressure today on these guys. What was the key in getting those pressures? Not just you, but everybody.
I mean, the key was stopping the run, really, getting them in those passing situations and really working with that. They had a lot of opportunities. So we just had to stop the run, make them really kind of one-dimensional, and then get after the quarterback. When you got a guy like Chris come back, that helps things out a lot too.
And easier said than done when you got a dude like ETN. What was the key there of keeping him in check?
Just playing assignment and sound football. That's the biggest thing. And stopping the run, you got to be physical, but you also got to be detailed with your assignment and your technique and fundamentals and all that stuff. Discipline's the biggest thing in the run game.
How big were the DBs in this game, too? I mean, McDuffie made like 3 plays.
Huge.
How good were the DBs?
Snead, McDuffie, Josh, Jalen. I mean, all those guys, man. Brian, Justin, all those guys, man. I can't, everybody. They were huge, man. When the front half and the back half work together, that's when you win football games as a defense.
Final question. It deals with mentality. We give them the ball short field. You got to go out there at the 17 after you just stopped them. Field goal. They have 1st and goal at the 1. Field goal. The mentality of doing that defensively.
Yeah, they just give us an inch, man. That's all we need to defend, man. That's what it is. Just give us an inch, and we'll defend that. We had to hunker down and defend the run. We got great leaders, like the guy like Nick Bolton, leading the charge and all that stuff. And that's all it is, man. Just discipline, and then just wanting it more than the other team.
roaring into Chicago week with a 17-9 win. George Karlaftis, big game.
We're moving forward, man. I'll take a dub any way we can get it, baby. That's
Travis,
that.
Pat said that he didn't know if you were going to be able to play this week. How iffy was it?
I mean, there was no doubt in my mind. It wasn't. It is what it is, man. I was out there flying around. I wish I could have helped my team out a little bit more than I did, but like I said, man, we came out of Jacksonville with a win, man.
Travis, I know you probably don't like talking about injuries, but can you take us through when it happened, what your immediate thoughts were? Did you fear something worse?
I mean, just it was a routine play. Got caught in a bad position. Just got to be more fundamentally sound, I guess, and just make sure that before practice or throughout the week, just make sure everything's firing so that I don't put myself in a position like that. Initially, yeah, I was like, what the heck happened? And hopefully there's nothing like severe. But once I started working out with the training staff, doing a lot of the rehab, just put full trust in the medical staff that we have here, and sure enough, I was able to get out there and help.
How much of an issue was it for you today?
I'm not going to say it was an issue at all. You know, everything that you saw out there was 100% what I could give, and hopefully next week we get even better from it.
Can you take us to the touchdown and what you saw? It looked like you kind of broke off your initial route just because you saw some space. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, they got a great defensive coordinator. You get down to the red zone, they really make you find voids in the zones. And with that being said, I knew once Pat kind of broke contain where a soft spot was going to be, and yeah.
So we saw how jovial you were with Chris throughout the week leading up to the game. Just what does it mean to have him back? What was the week like with him? And is this just another?
It's just an interesting scenario, man. And I just wanted to make sure he felt that, you know what I mean, he's every part of this from the jump that he's always been. I love that guy. You know, sometimes contracts and things like that can kind of get in the way of, or at least the media can portray somebody to be somebody that they're not and things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that he knew that we were happy as hell to get him back out there on the field and in the building, and just his energy is needed, man.
What did you think of his performance today?
Looked like the 9-5 that I know.
It looked like there was some frustration level with how things were going offensively in the first half. How do you sort of balance patience in week 2 versus urgency, and then need to clean up the mistakes quickly?
Still early in the season, and what you guys just saw is the second game, bringing all the new pieces together, and we're going to keep building. We're going to keep growing. I know we got a great leadership, but right now, hats off to the defense, the way they're playing and keeping us in games. We love them for it, and we got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot on offense.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Trevor.
We're going to bring Chris in. It's going to have to be really quick.
Chiefs win it 17-9 in a slug-it-out victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. How big was this game? I'll just put it this way. Only 4 teams won Super Bowls and started 0-2 the next year. And 2 of those were in strike seasons, 1982 and 1987. The other 2, the 99 Broncos and the 93 Cowboys, which went on to win a Super Bowl. But that's not a factor now. The Chiefs are 1-1 with a big-time AFC win here. Now, let's go to how the Chiefs can build on this. What happened today in a not pretty win, but how do they build on this to roar into the Chicago week?
Well, first of all, of course, there's things that the Chiefs can build on coming out of this game that were mistakes in this one, but it's a lot easier to build on mistakes and get better when you win as opposed to losing. It's a much easier conversation. I think the Chiefs' confidence really benefits from this game. First of all, statistically, it helps with tiebreakers later on in the year, beating an AFC opponent and a very good one in the Jags. But just for the mojo of this team moving forward, I recall what Patrick Mahomes said earlier this week. He wanted the Chiefs to come out here and show everyone who they were and prove who they were. And sure, maybe the stats don't really show that, just 17 points from the Chiefs, but who the Chiefs are is how they finished this game. That is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to carry that here moving forward, hopefully right away into Chicago.
And how big was it to get 2 30-plus plays, one to Pacheco we talked about, the other one to Watson we talked about, the 54-yarder to Sky Moore. There were chunk plays in this game that did not happen against the Lions.
And what I liked about it was guys coming back from maybe failures earlier. Justin Watson in this game had a chance to make a play on the ball. It was picked off early in the game. Well, Patrick Mahomes goes right back to him on on a 3rd and 10, he makes a huge play down the field. So Patrick's confidence in these guys is so important to build early in the season, and for them to come through time and time again. How about Sky Moore today? Didn't have a single catch last week, catches a touchdown and makes that huge play on 3rd down. That confidence is very important, even though it's only week 2.
His first regular season touchdown. Remember, he had one in Super Bowl 57, but 0 during the regular season last year. And then this defense. In 8 quarters against 2 good teams that both everybody thinks are going to be in the playoffs, Matt, they've given up 14 deep offensive points in 2 weeks. Phenomenal.
And it was hot out here today. It was humid. It was not a fun day for football. On the defense, consistently, even though the Jags had all their chances, the offense for the Chiefs at times was moving backwards, a lot of 3 and outs. The defense was right back on the field. It didn't matter to them. It's like they took it personally. They were going to find a way to win this game for Kansas City, and they certainly did that. Awesome showing from them.
And I say 2 touchdowns is what they've allowed in 2 games. They gave up 9 points and field goals in this game. And then finally, we can take it for granted, but special teams. Harrison Butker's money, man. He's just money. And that was a big field goal to go back up 17-9, and he nailed it. And then Tommy Townsend today, a low snap, got a booming punt. Agnew's tough. He's probably the best guy in the league right now, and the Chiefs neutralized him.
And how about Richie James? Of course, has the muff early in the game. The defense picks him up. They send Richie right back out there for the rest of the game on punt and kick return dirty. No mistakes the rest of the game. So that confidence for him is huge as well.
He's Matt McMullen, senior team reporter. We're going to keep you up to date all week long because it's Bears week. And the Chiefs will go into Bears week at 1-1. Huge win here in the First Coast.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.